Another day, another Rider Rewind. With me, Michael. And wouldn't you know it, this one's actually on time too. Oh, is it your first time? Don't worry, I'll be gentle and run you through it. Rider Rewind is a show where we take a look at Rider drivers, henshin devices, and figures that were announced in the last 2 to 3 weeks. With the usual very thought out and totally not incredibly bad intro out of the way, we can start this episode proper. You know it's gonna be a good one if it starts with a S.H.Figuarts. The S.H.Figuarts Vice and Love Cuff set is exactly what the name implies. A 2-figure S.H.F set for Vice and Love Cuff from Comrader Revice. The S.H.F Vice is the usual 150mm tall and comes with a set of interchangeable hands. Meanwhile, Love Cuff stands at about 95mm tall and can move her arms around thanks to the ball joints and set arms. The set also comes with a few extra bits, those being a Demon's Driver possessed by Veil, and a V-Stamp bar to store the V-Stamps that you get with the various Revice S.H.Fs that have been previously released. Every so often, we'll get an S.H.F release of a rider's bike to serve as an accessory for that rider. This one in specific is the reimagined Battle Hopper from Shf Black Sun. The bike is about 180mm in length and has an incredible amount of detail. From every single part being painted separate, the bandage wrapped around the exhaust, and a mesh on the headlight and other lights, it's obvious a lot of care was put into this bike. But that's not all. It also comes with a new chest and an alternate head part for the S.H.F Black Sun to recreate the final scenes of the series. Lastly, the bike also comes with a stand and extra grip hands so that Black Sun can hold the bike's handlebar. It'll be a sad day indeed when a rider can't even hold the bike properly. You know what they say, third time's a charm. As such, our third piece of merch today is another S.H.F. The S.H.Figuarts Comrader Geats from, Kamen Rider Geats. We finally got to see the S.H.F Geats Magnum Boost form, and I gotta say, it's looking real good. The figure stands at about 150mm tall, and comes with a set of interchangeable hands, and the Magnum Shooter 40X. A cool detail is that the arm guns he has can be folded out just like in the show. But that's not enough for you, now is it? No, I know what you're thinking. Michael, that's all good and well, but I don't care for the base form Geats, I wouldn't be able to change the forms. And while I think you're asking for a bit much and should probably just be happy with what you're given, man, I knew you'd ask for that. So just like with the Shinkocho Seiho O's figures, you can mix and match all Comrader Geats S.H.F figures. Not just did they add the changed gimmick to the S.H.F, they're also releasing an entry form S.H.F, so you truly can get any form in this figure line. I mean, that is as long as said form gets an official release. If not, well, good luck. For those of you sick and tired of S.H.Figuarts, don't worry, here's a non-figure announcement. The DX Jamuto Buckle from Comrader Geats. This is the buckle used by the Jamuto to turn into the Jamuto Riders. Here's how to use it. First, press the button on the Jamuto Buckle, then slap the Jamuto Buckle on the left side of the driver and you'll transform into a Jamuto Rider. Press the button on the Jamuto Buckle again and you'll initiate the finisher. This buckle, just like many others, comes with an ID core. This time, it's the broken Jamar core. Oh, and in case you're wondering, yes, the Jamuto Buckle does work with any other buckle while on the driver. Also, take a shot each time I say Jamuto. Did I make you believe there weren't any more S.H.Figuarts coming up? Oops. Here we have the S.H.Figuarts Comrader Saber Primitive Dragon form from, and you'll never guess this, Comrader Saber. The figure stands at about 150mm tall and comes with the Kainken Rekka, a smaller version of the Kainken Rekka to put into the Seiken Sword Driver and a set of interchangeable hands. The cloak on the hips is made of soft plastic so it's easy to move around and doesn't get in the way of posing. Wanna know what my favorite form from Revice is? Well, even if you don't, I'm still gonna tell you. It's Revice Shin. That, my beautiful viewer, was my flawless transition onto our next item, the DX Truexv V-Stamp from Comrader Revice. This V-Stamp is a bonus item for the first production run of the Revice Final Stage Show Blu-ray. So, sadly, it is a limited item, but it's too cool not to talk about it. Here's how to use it. Press the button on top of the V-Stamp to activate it. Stamp it down onto the driver to initiate the standby loop. Slot the stamp into the driver, pull it to the side, and you'll transform into Comrader Revice Shin. The stamp also has voice lines from Ikki and Vice that weren't included in the Memorial Rex V-Stamp. Remember when I called the Fever Slot Buckle Geats' first power-up/boost form? Yeah, maybe. Anyways, here's a toy of the real first power-up form, the DX Command Twin Buckle and Raising Sword Set. These buckles are used by Geats and Tycoon to transform into respective Raising and Command forms. Here's how to use them. Take one of the Command Twin Buckles from the Raising Sword and set it onto the desired driver to transform into Raising form. Set both buckles and pull the lever to transform into command form. Then, doing a revolve on will switch you between cannon and jet mode. As for the sword, you can charge it by pulling the lever of the attached command twin buckle, or, when that's no longer attached, pressing the button where the buckle once was. So, do you recall how last time I said that Legend Rider stuff is usually my favorite? Well, here's another one of those. The DXV Buckle Race Buckle. And while that name is a bit of a pain to say, sadly, that's also all there is to say. You slap it onto the driver and transform into Gitsuriku form. That's it. Let's move on. Can you believe it, guys? The last anime we're reviewing today is also something I can say basically nothing about. The DX Arco Race Buckle from Comrader Geats. Slap it onto your preferred side of the desired driver, you'll transform into Geats Kuga form. Alright, listen, just between you and me, right? The Geats Legend Rider forms are really lazy. I can't help but be disappointed by them. But don't tell John Toei that I said this, because if he finds out that me, somebody selling his toys to the world, doesn't like them, he'll send the Toei Shinobis after me, and I want to live another week, okay? I gotta go. Wow, that last buckle sure was cool and creative. Thank you, John Toei. Naturally, after seeing a buckle that cool, you'd want to buy it, right? Well, why don't you go do that over at the Toku toy... Huh? What the hell? What the hell is this? What is this?